What the hell? Damon can catch Black Rod from Sukuna Hikona that even Naruto can only do? Does Damon have hidden abilities from his eyes? Or actually, besides Shinjutsu Reflection, Damon has other Shinjutsu? Oh yeah, today is my day. As always guys, before the Chapter 15 leak is released, let's continue this manga review until Chapter 80. But before that, please like and subs guys. Thanks. So after in the previous chapter they disagreed about the mission and what they should do when Ida and others came to Konoha, Sasuke and Naruto discussed with each other what Shikamaru would plan. Because basically, Boruto and Kawaki are the type who fight immediately without considering who their opponent is. Even if it is a strong opponent, they will not back down to face it. And by giving them missions as a surveillance and living with Ada, this is one way to control them. But if there are unforeseen circumstances in the mission that cannot even wait for the time when they have to be patient while waiting for orders, then they must act according to their role. But of all the chat, but what the hell? Momoshiki? Why is he there? And when Kawaki realized it, he seemed to disappear like a ghost. Even Boruto himself did not realize that behind him there was Momoshiki. And the suspicion was not only Kawaki who felt, but Sasuke was the same. Sasuke felt Momoshiki's presence and even a feeling that the day he saw Momoshiki using his Rinnegan eyes for the first time. What is behind all this? And what is Momoshiki's purpose for suddenly being behind Boruto? Will there be something dangerous from all this? But speaking of Momoshiki, why can Sasuke feel Momoshiki's presence? Does this have something to do with his eyes? But before we know what's going on, we see again where Ida becomes so happy after knowing what Shikamaru is planning. And a few hours later, they head to Konoha. Finally, Amado, Ida, and Daemon have arrived at Konoha. Shikamaru and others were already there to welcome them. Although some of the shinobi looked anxious or panicked, they gave Ida a sweet greeting. It even turned out that the shinobi were amazed after seeing Ada's beautiful face. And what Shikamaru said earlier in the Hokage room with Boruto and others, Ida said that she already knew it and Shikamaru's plan about living together was very interesting, and Ada accepted it. Even Shikamaru, who saw Daemon for the first time, seemed to show an expression that was not very happy to see it, and something that made them shocked when offering Ada to be escorted to her room. Ida refused them and chose to go alone, but with something that made them surprised. Ida turned out to be able to fly. Not liking to be the center of attention, Ida chose to fly to the location where her room was. But because according to Amado, the ability that can make someone fly is something that is very common among Otsutsuki. Even Amado said that it won't be long before Boruto and Kawaki will also be able to do the same thing as Ada. And after that, Boruto and Kawaki, along with Konomaru, have been in a place that Ida will use with Boruto and Kawaki to live together, like a special apartment that looks so special. But in essence, after they talked and talked, Kawaki looked at Boruto as if he would see Momoshiki's presence. Kawaki looks so surprised why Momoshiki appears at a time like that. Although we don't know what Momoshiki means yet, we see Sarada and Mitsuki somewhere else not far from where Boruto and Kawaki will start their mission to watch Ada. There was actually a lot of not so important and interesting chatter in this moment. But there was a funny thing when Inoshikacho came to meet Sarada and Mitsuki. Chocho was so curious about Ida's face that she liked Kawaki. And as a person who likes two, Chocho feels that now that woman is her rival. But at the same time, they saw that Ada had arrived at that place. And what made them shocked was when they saw that Ida could fly. At the same time, Ada looked up at them, which made Chocho and Inojin instantly show very different expressions. Chocho even said that Ada looked like an angel, and Inojin felt that his chest was beating so fast when he saw her. And it turns out that a strange feeling was also felt by Mitsuki when he saw Ida. He felt an emotion that he had never felt before. Yeah, Ada's power is very uncontrollable by herself, and that means that indirectly they have been affected by Ada's ability. Although among them do not feel or have the same impact from Ada's ability, Sarada is actually not affected at all. Is this one of the advantages of Uchiha, guys? And then Konohamaru, who initially intended to go to his post, immediately became tense, or it could be said that it was a feeling where people became shocked because they felt a feeling that had never been felt. And in conclusion, this means that Konohamaru also indirectly felt what Mitsuki and others felt when they felt Ida's arrival. And it turned out that Sarada could see what was happening to Konohamaru. Although Inojin and the others suggested taking a closer look, Sarada refused to do so. Even Sarada has realized that some of them have been affected by Ida's abilities, but for some reason she and Shikadai are not affected because they cannot see her clearly. But what is certain is that what each individual feels when seeing Ida will get a different reaction. Then we see what happened to Konohamaru, who showed an expression like cold sweat and fell unconscious. And seeing Konohamaru fainted because he saw Ada, Boruto called him to come down immediately so he could talk more deeply. But suddenly, Damon jumped up and stood on Boruto's back to make him surprised. Although Damon showed himself first, Ida looked embarrassed and was not ready to meet with Kawaki after hearing his voice. But unexpectedly, Damon mentioned that if they, as Otsutsuki, could kill Ida, but Damon wouldn't let that happen. And because Kawaki was getting annoyed with Damon's attitude and words, he immediately taught Damon a lesson by attacking him with his clawed hands. But unfortunately, before Kawaki's attack managed to hit Damon, he was indirectly bounced off by Damon's ability. Even Kawaki seemed to show a confused expression with what happened to him, as if he got a counterattack even though Damon didn't do it. Then seeing Kawaki bounce off the reflection of Damon's ability, he approached Kawaki to try to attack him again. But when Kawaki attacked Damon with the black rod, Damon easily caught all of it like the scene where Killer Bee played his sword against Sasuke. But the point is, isn't it that being able to capture that easily can only be done by Naruto with Braion mode? Although in the future, Boruto can also do that, but how can a Damon be able to do that? I'm really very interested in this Damon's abilities. Does he have abilities from his eyes too, guys? Even Kawaki and Boruto, who saw Damon's reaction and speed, were so shocked by Damon's ability to capture the black rod, and at the same time, Damon counterattacked from behind Kawaki and kicked him in the face. An attack so fast that Kawaki himself did not even realize that there was a Damon behind him. And because Kawaki fainted after getting an attack from Damon, Boruto didn't stay still and immediately attacked Damon. But who knows how strong this Damon is? His taijutsu is really very powerful. Even with his speed, he was able to knock Boruto and Kawaki down and make them both faint. And a few moments later, Boruto had woken up while Kawaki was still unconscious too, while falling asleep on Ida's lap. Ada initially apologized for the rude greeting made by Damon, but because Boruto felt that it was completely unnecessary like that, Damon said that it was a show, or it could be said to be a warning. If they fought Damon, then it would be bad for them. And at the same time, finally Kawaki woke up, and Ada, who saw it, became embarrassed and her cheeks looked red. And because Kawaki slept on Ida's lap for too long, Damon said that sleeping on Big Sis's lap is very soft and comfortable, right? Oh yeah. After Ada and Damon have met with Kawaki and Boruto, Amado is now with Naruto and Shikamaru, who will do some interrogation to Amado. The point is, Amado explained Ida's abilities that had previously been explained in detail to Shikamaru. Moreover, it turns out that Ida can only see the past based on the time at which she was born. And that means Ida can only see up to a limit of 16 years ago from that time. And then Amado also explained about Damon. He is Ida's brother. His ability can reflect all attacks, even if it is an intention to harm him. And though it's necessary for his hand to be touching another person, his ability will also transfer to the person currently touching him. The point is that they have to be careful with Damon, because just an intention to hurt him, that ability can reflect on the person who intends to hurt him. Even though Boruto didn't understand, Damon tried to offer to try it. But when Boruto said that he didn't want to try it, Kawaki, who glanced at Damon and in his heart had bad intentions, directly got a backlash from what was intended to Damon. And after proving what Damon said, from here on Kawaki believed that what Damon said was true, and that meant he was not lying. With just the intention of wanting to hurt or attack Damon, Kawaki, who was just sitting quietly, suddenly felt attacked by his bad intentions. Oh yeah. Since there are 5 chapters left, maybe this will be finished before the leak of Chapter 15 is released. And therefore, thanks to those of you who have continued to watch and support this channel with likes and subs, then I will continue the next chapter as soon as possible. I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye. Dada bio.